But let's get into the big thing here. We're going back to my top 100, and I'm looking at my next five. And there's definitely big run on comedies here. I mean, I think if you'll tell by my top 100, comedy, like the comedy genre, is not my favorite genre. It is kind of hard to make me laugh out loud a little bit with movies, so they kind of tend to be not my favorite. But I still love comedies. Like they're still there. They're still in my top 100. And here's pretty much every single one of these films have at least a comedic element to them, and some of them are just full blown comedies. But anyway, before I get started running down my next five, I just kind of want to put a disclaimer. All these films have the movie magic. If you're familiar with my channel, I give films, whether it has the Mikey's movie magic or not, whether I really enjoy it or not. But I kind of reserve the movie magic rating for like special films that I really enjoy that I will revisit. And all these films have that. I mean, it's my top 100, so it's kind of self-explanatory. Also, I'm not going to get a real in-depth review of every single one of these films because that would just take all fucking day. And this is also my opinion. This is not objective fact that these are the top 100 films of all time in this order. These are just my personal favorite 100 films of all time. It was just my random movie nerd one night decides to make a fucking top 100 list of his favorite films, and it has changed throughout the years. Films have been bumped out, some films have been put in, some films have been moved around. Usually once we get past 50, it kind of gets into that untouchable range where it's like they're pretty much kind of set in stone. But like until we get to them, these can kind of rise and fall over time. I don't know. Who knows? This is my list. I can do whatever the fuck I want with them, all right? So if you don't like it, I don't give a shit. You're here, all right? Thank you for watching, though. I do appreciate you. And if you agree or disagree with me, comment. I will reply to you. I would love to have a discussion with you guys. But anyway, let's just get into it. Number 80, we got The Princess Bride. That's right, a very classic film. And maybe a lot of people probably would expect me to have this higher. I mean, I'm looking at the Rotten Tomato score, and the tomato meter is 97%, which is ridiculous. But I don't disagree with it. It is hilarious. I love The Princess Bride. It is a phenomenal film. My name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die. I mean, come on now. I mean, let's all be honest. This film is amazing. Robin Wright is in it. I mean, she's a princess. She plays Princess Buttercup. Mandy Patinkin. I mean, come on now. Mandy Patinkin is Inigo Montoya. Let's come on. What was the Six Finger Man? I think. Yeah, that guy. I mean, the whole film is just hilarious, and it's just such a great time. It's another one of those films that I can just describe as just like, it's just a really great time at the movies, and it's just so enjoyable, and it's so rewatchable, and it's a there's a reason why it's a classic, and and it's just like it has this, I don't know, like weird smaller film feel to it that just like gives it so much personality, and there's so many iconic lines in it, and it's so many iconic characters. I mean, just talking like I just talked about Inigo Montoya and that line that I just, awfully just butchered probably. But yeah, it's a great film, and if you have not seen A Princess Bride, definitely watch it. You won't regret it. I guarantee that. I guarantee you won't regret it. So, yeah, moving on to another comedy. Number 79, Office Space. I mean, who doesn't love Office Space? I mean, if you can't empathize with the plight of an office cubicle worker, I mean, you haven't worked an office job before. And I've worked in an office. It wasn't specifically an office job, but I've worked in an office and worked in a cubicle for a period of time, like early in my civil engineering career. And yeah, it can really get to you a little bit. And this film became a lot more relatable to me with time, and like revisiting it. It's so hilarious. You took my stapler. That's my stapler. I could just set the old building on fire. I mean, come on, Milton, right? It's Milton, right? Hold on. I need to make sure. Yeah. No. Okay. Never mind. Yeah, Milton. All right. But yeah, Ron Livingston, Jennifer Aniston is in it, which is hilarious. I mean, come on. That iconic meme, like, it'd be great if you could come in on Saturday. That would be great. Like, that's an iconic meme. I mean, that's from this. I mean, the whole printer of bashing with a baseball bat. Die, motherfucker, die, motherfucker, die. Damn, feels good to be a gangster. That song is playing. It's perfect. It's perfect. The film is great. It's so topical. It's timeless. Everyone can relate to this because mostly everyone has worked in an office before. But yeah, I definitely think you kind of have to be an adult and kind of be in the whole experience the whole monotony of like doing an office job and the whole like life behind that and just repeating the same process over and over again. Like, you definitely kind of have to experience that to really fully appreciate this one. But the film is still hilarious, and I still think anyone can enjoy it. So, Office Space, number 79. All right, so moving on to number 78, yet another comedy, classic one. We have Caddyshack. I mean, what can I say about Caddyshack that isn't, like, everyone's seen it, everyone knows about Caddyshack. I mean, come on, Chevy Chase, Ronnie Dangerfield, Bill Murray. I mean, classic comedic actors, iconic comedic actors, and iconic comedic performances. I mean, I'm talking, holy shit, this film is hilarious. It is too funny. It's almost too funny. I mean, fun fact, Bill Murray and Chevy Chase actually legitimately hate each other. And I'm pretty sure they've got into a couple fights while on this set. And I'm pretty sure that feud's still going on to this day. So a little fun fact behind the scenes thing about it. I'm looking at the Rotten Tomatoes. Actually, it only has a 74 on Rotten Tomatoes. I don't wonder why. Audience score is much higher with an 87%. But, fucking critics. They don't know shit. We don't know shit. The critics don't know what the audience likes. Damn it. That's what, I don't know. I bring up the tomato meter scores, Rotten Tomato scores, because I think it's interesting to look at, even though I don't reference it at all, determining what I want to watch. So, yeah. That's why I just take a Rotten Tomato scores with a grain of salt. But yeah, the Caddyshack, I don't really want to talk too much about it because it's just an iconic comedy and it's hilarious. And yeah, watch it if you haven't. Especially if you've worked, if you're a fan of the golf game or if you've worked at a caddy before, I'm sure this film is even higher on your list if you have one. So yeah, Caddyshack is the best. So, moving on, number 77, we have Fargo. We got Fargo. That's right. I reviewed the actual TV show Fargo, I think on one of my early episodes. I don't have it on YouTube, but it's on audio platforms, so check it out. The show is actually pretty great, but this is where it started back in 1996, the year I was born, fun fact. But, yeah, Fargo. Classic Coen Brothers film. I mean, I'm talking hilarious, very dramatic, and also you see why, like, how situations can really escalate, and just like the one wrong decision can really fuck shit up for everyone, and you see just how a situation can spiral out of control and how like engaging that can be and how interesting it can be, and just the setting of Fargo. I think it's North Dakota, right? Fargo, North Dakota. You think it's Minnesota, but I'm pretty sure it's North Dakota. But yeah, I mean, we're talking amazing performances by Frances McDormand, Steve Buscemi, William H. Macy. I mean, come on, William H. Macy is the shit, and he's one of those actors that's not in enough. But yeah, he's getting older, a little bit older now. I mean, all these actors are getting a little bit older now. But I mean, all three of them, Frances McDormand, Steve Buscemi, and William H. Macy, are all some of the best actors working ever. And they just haven't really been in a lot that you would want them to be because they're so good. Especially so if you haven't checked out Fargo, it's another one of those films where you won't regret watching it because it's just so amazing. It's kind of... especially if you like if you saw Parasite this year, like a little bit more modern film and it won Best Picture. But I think Parasite is like it's like the Korean, it's almost like the Korean version of Fargo. Obviously not a same setting at all, but like the story is kind of similar. That like they're all kind of doing, like, some people are doing some shady shit, but you kind of understand a little bit why they're doing it. But like you still don't agree with it. It's still not right, and like maybe they trip up along the way, or they make one wrong decision, and that one wrong decision just like fucks everything up, and everything just goes to shit after. So yeah, Fargo is classic. It's amazing. It's number 77. So now moving on to number 76. We got Snatch. That's right, Snatch. Director, here, hold on real quick. Guy Ritchie. Written by Guy Ritchie and directed by him. Hilarious film. And it's not specifically a comedy. Both Fargo and this one are kind of similar. They're not specifically comedies, but they have so many comedic elements working for the films, and they just make the film so hilarious. That like dark humor, that morbid humor, comedic elements to it are just hilarious, and it really hits on my sense of humor. I have a pretty dark, fucked up sense of humor, so obviously I would love Fargo and Snatch, and Snatch is hilarious. Some things that I've been neglecting to talk about when I'm talking about these films is whether they're going to be rising or falling in my list, and I think this one, out of this 5, probably has the most chance to actually fall, like get high, have a higher number in my top 100. I would say probably the other 4 are pretty set in stone. I don't think they're going to be going anywhere. But this one, I don't know. This one has a lot of rewatchability, and I probably will definitely be in my top 100 because I love it so much. I mean, I just love Jason Statham in it, and I also just love Brad Pitt in this one. Brad Pitt is hilarious. I want to buy a caravan. I want to go buy a caravan. Like, I mean, how do you, like, you can't even understand him, and it's hilarious, and it just adds so much. It's definitely a comedic performance, but it's, Brad Pitt's great in it. But also those ladies out there, you might also like Brad Pitt's performance in this one a little bit. So, yeah. Great film, hilarious, pretty intense film as well. Very hectic. I mean, if you've ever watched a Guy Ritchie film, you kind of understand what I'm talking about. Fast, quick-witted, very fast-paced film. A lot of shit happens at once in this film. A lot of shit's happening simultaneously. A lot of characters, a lot of different personalities. Very crazy, very eccentric type of high-octane type of film. But very good. I think this is probably Guy Ritchie's best film. Yeah, I mean, obviously, I don't really, spoiler alert, I don't have any other Guy Ritchie films in my top 100. This is obviously the only one. I think this is probably, this is definitely my favorite. And probably, I don't know, the only Guy Ritchie film that I actually love is Snatch. So if you haven't checked Snatch out, I would definitely check this one out. This one's hilarious and great. Probably does not have any potential to rise. I don't think any of these films really have a potential to rise because a lot of them are comedies. Maybe Fargo has a chance to rise because that film is just really classic and amazing for me. I love Fargo. Plus, the cold weather and the snow definitely does something. I like cold weather. I prefer it to warm weather. I'm a weird guy like that. I mean, come on now. I'm a weird dude. I'm not the most normal. I mean, this is Nerd Out Sanctuary. You're a host of this show is probably not going to be the most normal guy in the world. But, hey, hopefully it makes it a little bit more entertaining for you. But, yeah, so that's it, guys.